Ada campuran nggak sih blasteran atau gimana?
Ada.
Ada.
Iya, ada.
Ayah, ibu dari mana?
A lot of mixing, you know.
Kecampur-campur.
Well, I'm a big family. I have 4 siblings. So, when I was younger, my mom tends to forget to pick me up at school. Iya.
Dengar-dengar waktu di Singapura itu waktu kecil itu masih bolak-balik Batam Singapura gitu.
Yes.
Sendirian.
Sendirian. Yes. I only get to sleep like 4 hours a day because at 4 a.m. I already have to wake up.
Waktu akhirnya kamu memutuskan untuk oke, Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia, terutama Kepulauan Riau, itu kenapa? Apa yang membuat kamu oke, this is my time?
I'm a baby. I'm still young. This is the opportunity that comes to me. I have to take it.
Selamat datang di YouTube channel Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia, presented by NC Beauty. Dan hari ini bersama dengan aku ada wanita cantik, gorgeous, anggun dan queenly dari daerah Batam atau Kepulauan Riau. Stephanie Tawana Sheldrick.
Hello.
Manis ya dia ya. Kayaknya nih kamu ada campuran gak sih blasteran atau gimana?
Ada.
Ada.
Iya, ada.
Ayah, ibu dari mana?
So my mother, she's from Aceh.
Okay.
Yeah. So as we all know, Aceh, full of mix.
Yes,
again.
yes.
And my dad is Australian. Yeah, but my grandmother is from Scotland. So she's Scottish.
Jadi
So a lot of mixing, you know.
campur jadilah Tawana
Yes.
Sheldrick ya. Cantik untung waktu keaduk loh. Coba ya kalau campur jadinya lu kan nggak dia ganteng juga. Videografer kita ganteng guys. Mewakili Miss Mega Bintang Kepulauan Riau 2024. Kayaknya kita akan bahas banyak sih. Kayak setelah menang apa yang terjadi, persiapannya kayak gimana. Tapi sebelum itu nih, hari ini kan kita akan ngebahas tentang Tawana. Bukan tentang aku. Tentang
You
Tawana.
can, it's okay.
Tentang Tawana.
We'll
Jadi
hear you.
just be relax. Karena kita akan bahas tentang kehidupan Tawana sebelum ada ajang beauty pageant ini gitu ya. Masa kecil seorang Tawana. Boleh tahu nggak sih Tawana tuh lahirnya berapa kilo? Oh enggak ya, enggak kayak gitu enggak ya. Waktu lahir tuh kamu tuh personalitinya kayak gimana sih? Terus lahir di keluarga yang beragam tuh seperti apa gitu?
Well, I'm a big family. I have 4 siblings.
Oh,
Yeah.
sama.
Yeah, 4 siblings.
Aku anak
too.
keempat.
Oh,
Kamu?
the third. So
Tapi kita 5 bersaudara sama kan?
4.
Oh, kamu 4
Mine's
udah
4.
termasuk?
Yeah.
Oh, aku 5, aku anak keempat.
Wow.
Banyak kan?
Crowded. Yes.
Terus gimana?
So in household it's always crazy.
Yeah.
It's mad, Lots of dramas, lots of what's going on, but as a family, we get along no matter what it is as a family. So, we always, get back together, have same similarities and everything. And for me, as a middle child,
Beban ya, pressure ya.
as a middle child, I wouldn't say I am neglected, but I would say the attention is not as much. So when I was younger, my mom tends to forget to pick me up at school. Yeah, so she remembers everyone but me.
Okay.
And then I would stay at school until 6 p.m. almost like after my grip and everything. And my mom came, oh, I forgot to pick you up. And then I was like, yes, mom, you forgot about me. And then after that, I was the first daughter and her first kid that she sent overseas for school.
Okay.
Yeah, so since I was young, I've been living alone. I've been living independently since I was 9 years old. So I don't have my parents around me because I was staying in Singapore and studying there until now I'm living there, working.
Dengar-dengar waktu di Singapura itu waktu kecil itu masih bolak-balik Batam Singapura gitu.
Yes.
Sendirian.
Yes, correct. Because, last time it's not as easy for us to just go and live there, because of course it's expensive in Singapore, And yeah, so after going back and forth, we thought, we'd rather just get a place there and just live there. Because when I was going back and forth Singapore, Batam, I had to wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I go to school. I'm always late until yeah. My principal at the time was like, "Why are you always late?" I said, "Sir, I'm sorry. I came from Batam." Like it's literally like I bring passport to school because after my school I go back to Batam. So I only get like 4 hours of sleep every day. Yeah. So my academic wasn't good because of that, because I didn't have time to study. I didn't have time
Untuk
to sleep.
istirahat.
Yeah, and then even my sleeping schedule it was really bad. It was really messed up because I only get to sleep like 4 hours a day because at 4 a.m. I already have to wake up. You know, so it's been like that. So my parents decided to let me move to Singapore fully alone. It's because my mom is taking care of my little brother, so she couldn't just take care of me in Singapore, everyone in Singapore. It wasn't possible. And at the time, my parents wasn't together anymore. So I couldn't live with my father. So that's why I live alone. Yeah, so, and then, and yeah, basically all of my childhood I've been like alone. So that's built my independence. So that's the reason why I'm very independent. I know who I want to talk to. I know how to talk to people, and I know how to get my ways. It's because of that. It was, you know, practice since a very young age. Yeah.
Ooh.
Even though when I was little, I'm such an introvert. I don't talk to people. Like I'm super shy. I have the smallest voice. Like you can't hear me whenever you talk to me because I'm that shy. But because of this experience, you know, I have to talk. I have to like ask. I have to like if I'm lost, I have no choice but to ask. You know, so that builds the confidence. You know, the you know the way of talking to people, who to talk to, and how to ask things. You know, which is very important. So that's how it builds up from life experience. Yeah.
Itulah masa kecil seorang Tawana. Ya aku yang kayak oke. Kayak aku mengerti banget karena kebetulan keluarga aku juga ada yang di Batam kan. Maka tadi aku bilang kan, oh di Batam juga banyak, dan aku nggak nyangka dari kecil udah diajarin untuk independen, untuk berjuang segitunya. Seorang anak sekolah SD, SMP, pulang pergi Batam sampai akhirnya tinggal di Singapura dan melanjutkan sekolahnya, karirnya, dan bahkan sekarang kerja di Singapura juga ya. Tapi lagi cuti kan?
Iya.
Untuk fokus di Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia. Mau nanya, kamu kan kelahiran 2001, berarti umur 23.
This year.
Tahun ini 23 ya, 22 tahun menuju 23 tahun. Kamu pengalaman hidup yang segitu keras. Kita tahu lah kalau kita living abroad gitu, maksudnya pasti banyak a lot of experience dari cara kita berkomunikasi, itu cara kita kerja, cara kita bersosialisasi. Di keluarga juga kamu punya keluarga yang beragam, jadi beda gitu. Waktu akhirnya kamu memutuskan untuk Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia, terutama Kepulauan Riau, itu kenapa? Apa yang membuat kamu this is my time gitu?
I have this principle in life where I'm not gonna be 22 twice. I'm not gonna be in this age. I will not have the same moment twice. So that's how I look at things. Everything is always only one chance. So that's why I will never take anything, not even a single thing, for granted, because this will not come again. I will not be 22 again. I will keep growing older, and I will not have the mentality I have today, and I won't have the same courage I have today if I were to, you know, be scared and still not want to try something new. Because I believe that as a person, you know, it's your duty to push your limit, push yourself, be the best version that you can be. That is your duty. It's your responsibility. And you have to know who you want to be. And, you know, what do you want to be in the future? And this is, even though, you know, I studied in business, you know, I have a business as well going on in Singapore. It was upside down. It's not relevant at all with
beauty
pageant. Yeah, but it's something new for me, you know, and it's something that, maybe it is my calling, and maybe it is my time to try something new, and who knows, you know, good riddance comes, and then maybe, you know, maybe it's time for me to step to something new and just try. explore, because if you're old, you already have back pain. you won't be able to do those twist of the catwalk, you know, and then you already have different priorities.
Yeah.
Because 22 is still considered a baby. A lot of people, I've met them like, oh my God, you're just a baby. Yes, that's why I took the opportunity. I'm a baby. I'm still young. This is the opportunity that comes to me. I have to take it because I am responsible for my future, because I have a vision for myself. Like, what is the future of Tawana? And I have that in my mind, and I've always stick to it. Even though sometimes in the past, you know, like maybe I slack out a bit, you see, like, and which is okay because sometimes you are burnt out or whatever, especially when you try something new. But again, it's something that you, like everybody, you know, has to have, like, to keep yourself in your priorities. You have to remember, like, okay, this is what you want to do. This is what it takes. You have to sacrifice this and go for it. You don't go and do things halfway. If you want to do it, 100%. Put everything. And that's how you know how far you can go. You see? So with that mentality, I'm pretty sure everybody can go far. Just first thing, be courageous. Let's say be brave, be courageous. And don't be afraid to, you know, to try things new or getting, you know, new stuff for yourself, because you wouldn't know if you like it or if you don't, if you never try it, you know. So,
jadi akhirnya ketemu Miss Mega Bintang Kepri langsung. Oke, ini
yes,
saatnya.
I was like, just go for it. You never know. Be brave.
Mantap, mantap. Jadi 22 tuh cuma sekali guys ya. Jadi itu yang langsung digas sama Tawana. Mumpung ada kesempatan ketemu dengan mungkin persiapan yang singkat. Aku yakin banget gak ada basic beauty pageant gitu ya. Tapi akhirnya bisa sampai memenangkan kompetisi di Kepulauan Riau. Gimana perasaannya saat itu? Nyangka atau enggak? Dan perubahan yang terjadi setelah itu?
When I won the title, the first thing is a feeling of relief, like, because I was traveling a lot. I don't know if you know about this, but I was traveling Singapore, Batam, Jakarta, because my training was in Jakarta.
Okay.
With Manohara Beauty Camp.
Okay.
And I have to go back and forth. It's either I go to Batam, I go to Singapore, or I go to Jakarta. And on top of that, I have my work as well. And you know, when you're managing something, managing a shop, I have staff. There's even like sometimes you have problems in the shop, you know.
Pack banget ya. So.
It's overwhelming for me because like, oh, I have problem at the shop, and then now I have to be here. I can't straight away go to my shop and fix the problem, you know. So I've been trying to manage things, and it's super hard. So when I won, I was like, vamos, you know, like I was like, yes. Finally, you know, because I know, it's Capri, you know, it's still regional, but it's such a relief because all of the hardships, all of the drama, and all of the collisions that have been going on pays off. It paid off everything. And then now, I have another one, which is the national coming up. I did not start from the bottom already. It's a journey that I continue. So, previously, I don't know how to manage, you know, when I have problem at the shop, or I have problem with my work and everything, I already know, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is basically, you know, like as an athlete, you have to do this prevention, you know, thing. So I do things to prevent that problem to happen, which is, that's why the prevention is super important, you know, especially when you're working and you're doing this as a side as well. This is super important. So I've been trying to manage in that way. Yeah.
Jadi benar-benar semua persiapannya langsung dar-der-dor juga.
Yes.
Nggak langsung lega ya, langsung lega karena akhirnya semuanya terbayarkan, kerja keras dan semuanya. Aduh nih, sebenarnya kita masih punya banyak pertanyaan, tapi maaf banget kita waktunya sangat mepet. Aku cuman mau nanya detail-detail nih. Persiapan untuk nasional ini selain photoshoot, catwalk, public speaking, Q&A, make up, hairdo, semua pasti kan disiapkan nih sama Keprikan. Tapi dengar-dengar abis menang langsung berangkat ke Jakarta untuk ke Dokter Cici. Kita bahas dikit ya.
Alright.
Karena kan banyak banget yang apa sih bilangnya, tangannya pada gatel ya, kayak dong kecilin dikit lagi hey kalian netizen tidurnya terlalu miring mereka. Sebentar ya, aku mau marah-marah dikit dulu. Perjuangan seorang Tawana sampai ada di titik ini dan akhirnya ditolong langsung ke Dokter Cici, itu gimana prosesnya dan impactnya mental kamu waktu berdapat komen-komen kayak gitu, boleh nggak diceritain semuanya?
Of course. I mean, I know I'm not perfect, of course, especially for beauty pageant. There's a standard that I have to follow. It's a procedure, right? It's a standard. When I read the comments, I have two options. Whether I read it, take it to the heart, or I just leave it. So basically what I did all the time, I barely read comments. Because it breaks my heart if I want to read the comments. Even though people doesn't know, like, what does it take, you know, to do all of these programs and everything. It's not easy and it's painful, you know, because I need to go to the toilet like 10 times a day because the pills, you know, it's super strong. Like,
I can relate.
And when for example, I'm in a meeting right now and I'm interviewing people, I'm like, I'm so sorry, please hold on, I need to go to the toilet because I couldn't hold it, you know. And then even though we use like, you know, some sanitize, you know, pads and everything, but it's still not enough, you know. So it is painful to read those comments, but I choose not to take it to the heart. And like what I said previously, these are people who actually love me, but they don't know how to say it. So
Preach.
So you see, I know you love me, baby. It's okay. I see you. So yeah, just stay positive. Like,
dan mereka yang meramaikan justru ya.
It's good. I know, you know. I know I'm not perfect. Nobody is, baby. It's okay. And as long, you know, I stay to my true self. I did not lose myself in the process. I am still me. I'm still Tawana. And I think that's what matters.
Yes.
Because the moment I lose my spark, I will get 10 times more hate because, oh, she's like that, you know, even more. So I didn't want to do that. I don't want it to, you know, affect me. So I choose, it's okay. Do whatever you want. I know maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe the paycheck haven't come. That's why you want to, you know, you want to do all of that, giving all hate. It's okay. Do it. I'll take it out. It's fine. You
Dan
know?
dibalas dengan nyata penampilan dari Tawana. Aku inget banget waktu kemarin ikut Ivan Gunawan show. Itu kamu juga udah kelihatan beda banget langsung semuanya. Kayaknya semua langsung digas, dihajar ya. Dan mungkin apa ya, mereka nggak tahu perjuangannya seperti apa. Mereka cuma mau hasil gitu ya. Mereka nggak tahu kalau justru yang paling penting itu prosesnya. Dan Tawana ini sedang dalam proses, guys. Jadi kita tunggu saja. Kita nantikan di hari-hari karantina tiba-tiba Tawana muncul dan membakar semua portal pageant ya.
Stay tuned.
Ada nggak sih strategi dari Kepri nih yang emang kamu udah tahu atau gaun-gaun yang kayak akan mengguncang? Kita lihat dulu di belakang orangnya kasih nggak spill nggak sih? Nggak ya, nggak dikasih spill ya?
Tidak boleh.
Aduh, tapi yakin itu akan mengguncang ya?
Harus. Karena masa Tawana nggak mengguncang? Aduh, takut kali. Memang ini lihat belum putaran mautku? Pas aku SD 360 derajat. Jadi itu harus ada, harus mengguncang. Harus ada semua itu.
Aduh, guys, ini jujur seru banget ngebahasnya. Tapi satu sih yang aku dapetin dari Tawana ketika ngeliat dia kayak bener-bener alpha. Aku lihatnya gitu sih. Kayak menurut aku auranya Tawana itu bisa grab attention, confident, and juga dia apa ya, berani gitu kayak mengutarakan pemikiran dia, isi hati dia dengan baik. Kadang-kadang ada orang yang cuma nyampe-nyampe dong, tapi kan ya udah ya. Nah, kita berharap banget nih di karantina MMBI nanti kamu bisa keluarin yang makin lagi. Kamu bisa update yang makin seru lagi. Karena sekarang bukan cuman regional. Dan aku nggak bilang ini nasional doang ya. Internasional semua mata tertuju. Kayak mereka tuh gini loh, siapa yang mewakili Indonesia? Siapa yang mewakili Indonesia? Jadi jangan anggap ini cuma sekedar nasional. Kamu lakuin yang terbaik, kamu kasih yang terbaik. Dan aku yakin dukungan dan doa teman-teman semua sangat berarti banget buat Tawana. Boleh nggak untuk saat ini, momen yang ini, kamu boleh minta dukungan dan doa dari semua pageant lovers Indonesia.
Yes, you know, everybody, my fans, my dear fans, Tawana's lover, Tawana's fan base, everybody, and the whole Indonesia as a pageant lovers, my family, my friends, everybody. You know I love you, and I'm here, and I'm ready to make you all proud. So even a little support from you means a lot to me because it's what keeps me moving every day forward. So hopefully, you know, kalian gak bosan-bosan sama aku, and always, you know, kayak Kak Tawana, ayo photoshoot ini, photoshoot itu. They always say that, like, ayo, karena fans aku militan. So thank you so much for doing that for me for the past few months, and I hope you guys will not stop doing that because you guys are my strength. So I love you from the deep of my heart, and I will make you proud.
Amin, 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 amin. Sebenarnya masih banyak banget nih guys pertanyaannya, kayak hobinya Tawana apa. Tadi aku sebenarnya udah, tapi nantilah ya, mungkin kalian bisa minta request Tawana Instagram live dong. Kita mau kenal lebih banyak, kita mau kasih masukan atau segala macem, pokoknya dibahas. Boleh banget, nanti tunggu aja konten-konten dari Tawana. Semuanya dari tim-tim Kepri nanti dihajar dar-der-dor, vavavum, apalagi tuh. Membuncah. War. Pokoknya siap membakar panggung nasional kita di bulan Mei nanti ya. Kita doakan yang terbaik untuk Tawana. Thank you so much buat semua yang udah nonton di YouTube channel Yayasan Dunia Mega Bintang hari ini. Kita ketemu di lain kesempatan. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kakak.